I'm Bill Clinton. I'm here to eat some barbecue and fuck somebody's wife. Anyway, the 1990s were awesome. Let's all get in the time machine with Scott and Andy and go back to Thursday nights on NBC in the 90s. You had to be there to believe it. It was a goddamn weekly powerhouse.
The Throne Zone 2025 with Scott and Andy. The Throne Zone 2025 with Scott and Andy. The Throne Zone 2025 with Scott and Andy.
Welcome to week 14 of the Throne Zone 2025. You know the drill. You've been here before. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Andy. I'm doing really well. I don't have to worry about the Cincinnati playoff hopes anymore. There's still a minuscule chance, but they've been telling me that for weeks. So I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm out there wrecking people's dreams. So I feel good about it.
Well, I hope you can be the ultimate fucking spoiler as we go forward. So, tell you what, why don't we just start jumping into the games? Because really, all that people want to hear is some of the playoff shit. So, anyway, let's get on to game number one.
Game number one.
Our first game that we have to cover this week is the Maharaja's Madness over the Barstow Bats, 158-93. Justin Mercy rules Kelly, who was on top of the league with the best record no more. Maharaja Mercy rules him. Maharaja was the high man and almost perfect at almost 100%. Not a lot you could say other than that was an ass kicking.
Indeed it was. It was actually the first time that Kelly has been mercy ruled this season. And came at the hand of Justin, who actually has never mercy ruled anyone else this season. So this is the first no mercy rule that Justin dealt out, and he dealt it out to Kelly, who hadn't received one, and Justin's third high man, although he hasn't been high man since week 3. So he has a long drought, but he finally came back to float above us and look down upon us in his highness.
Yeah. You're referencing his Sora video. I don't know for sure if I'll be able to download the video and add it to the show. If I can, I will. If I can't, But, yep, Justin has discovered well, it's easy if, he makes an image, right? Like when he would make an image of, I'm the Maharaja, gobble my knob. It's like, I could download that image and add it to the show, but I don't know. And I know he's like, oh, shit, let me send it to you. But that's not the point. The point is that we need to start looking out for Justin because, A, his team is on fire, and Justin has discovered Sora. So, and you know what? I'm happy. I actually am, because as, the originator here of the Throne Zone, the league's first weekly podcast and video, whatever, right? I feel like some of my little acorns have begun to grow. Like some people are spreading their wings, which is what I want in this league. I've always wanted everybody to participate. One day, they're going to create a device that you can carry around that lets you make quick, videos of yourself that you could easily post and upload, again, to taunt or have fun. And some people, I think, have a device like this. But one day all of us will carry them, said Andy so passive-aggressively.
Yeah, well, it's going to come a time when I die, and you guys are not going to know because my videos are going to keep making themselves. So there you go.
Scott, I have everything I need to keep you as a co-host on the show in perpetuity.
Yeah, I know. That's right. You'll just keep making videos of me way past my death, which is coming any time now.
Every once in a while, if I have any difficulties, you might get replaced. Scott has a cold this week, so it's me and Samuel L. Jackson. But don't. But yeah, so congrats to Justin for discovering Sora and not and actually being funny with it. Some people, don't know how to use AI. I'm looking at myself. And more importantly, congrats, I guess, to Justin for getting hot at the right time.
Well, yeah, it's been one game. I mercy ruled him last week, so I don't know if he's getting hot or not. He's had one good game, so he has to have to do it 2 weeks for him to be on a hot streak, in my opinion.
No.
I'm just telling you. If you think he's on a hot streak, you better watch out because you know what's coming.
Yeah, I'm playing him this week. We'll get to that shit later. Again, that's the stuff that we need to talk about. All right, so guess what? We're done with this game. Let's get on to game number 2.
Game number 2.
Welcome to the second game, game number 2. This was the bad guys over Double Trouble, 133 to 89. So close to mercy ruling, but no. The bad guys go to 9-5. Double Trouble drops down to 5-9. There's a lot of 5-9 teams in this league. Double Trouble would have lost even if they were at 100%, but you know what? Nobody had any negative players. And that's a trend. That's a trend that happened in every one of our games. There was a couple zeros, but nobody had a negative number, and considering the way the negative numbers have popped up this season, I guess we're all winners in that regard. Scott, I'm done talking about this game. I'm going to hand you the microphone.
But I look at Alex and Skip here, and I see threes, 3.1, 3.5, 5.2 from the middle of your lineup, and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. But I am happy that they dropped below me in the rankings. Just want to say, it's been a long struggle, but Double Trouble is just double shit this year. So there you go.
Well, Scott, it's a 60-minute game, and it's a 15-week season, so you may not finish in the basement, and we're all rooting for you. All of us. Every one of us.
Well, I don't think, because coming up this week, all the teams in the playoffs are playing teams that are not in playoffs except for one game. So I feel pretty good about my chances of remaining where I am, because I'm fourth from the bottom now. I went from last to like fourth from the bottom, so feeling pretty good.
Started at the bottom, now we here. I think that's how the lyric goes, and I know somewhere if Alex is listening to this, he's probably just going, no, you got it wrong, Andy. But we don't know if Alex is paying attention because, hey, yeah, remember what we did last week, Scott? We had our cute little prank.
Yeah.
Haven't heard a fucking thing. Haven't heard a fucking thing. So I'm just going to assume that Alex got arrested. That somebody at the gym saw it, and then Alex overreacted, and he punched a dude. Because you'd think that after an elaborate little prank like that, which would only have been done out of love, and we can even say admiration, like, Alex, I like you, thanks for making videos, so we're going to have fun by making a prank about you. And, fucking crickets. Crickets.
Well, maybe he punched a chick, and he's in big boy jail.
Well, yeah. You know what? I hope that that's what it is. I hope that he's not allowed to use his computer because his girlfriend caught him watching really weird porn, and he's sitting there going, man, I wish I could tell those guys how much I love that fucking prank, but I can't use the computer anymore because I'm a deviant.
Such a projection there, Andy. Oh, my gosh.
I'm in a fucking mood. I'm in a mood that we didn't hear at all from Alex. And I gotta say, and by the way, I'm not attacking people because I know that you have lives, and when Scott and I drop a video that's fucking 35 minutes, you can't be like, hang on, let me pause my busy life to, watch Andy, who was a man of leisure, talk for 30 fucking minutes. But remember when Jacob said, oh, I didn't know that there was a KT2. Remember where we announced KT2, Scott? It was here on the show. So, that's fine. I understand Jacob has been. I'm just saying, if we make a prank about you and you don't even fucking say a word about it, my feelings get a little hurt. Scott.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. What a week you're having. All that fudge around, you can't eat any of it. That must be really getting to you, huh?
Oh my God, Scott, the fudge. The fudge. There's butterscotch cookie butter fudge. There's butterscotch toffee brickle fudge. There's milk chocolate fudge with little candy bits and marshmallows. There's Jack Daniel's fudge. There's Grand Marnier fudge. There's white chocolate fudge with Chambord. It just...
Oh my God.
And I can't fucking touch any of it because it's all in these pristine boxes that we're about to then, cut up and put into individual things and send out. But so much delicious fudge.
They're going to need a crane to get you out of that house.
No. Luckily, I barely have any appetite anymore, no matter when I get high. Don't get old, people. Don't get old. All right. Scott, let's just move on to game number 3 before this becomes sad.
Game number 3.
All right, our third game is the Muppet Babies over Danny's Gaines Villains. I tried, Danny. Sometimes I want to call you the Gaines Villains, but regardless. The score was 155 to 134. Muppet Babies go to 9-5. I don't have Gainesville's record written down. I don't know why. But regardless...
They're 6-8.
They're 6-8, that's right. All right, and Danny would have won if he was at 100%, and if both teams were at 100%, Danny still would have won, but he didn't. Because, again... That's the way it goes. You got a 40-point game from Michael Wilson, wide receiver for Arizona, Danny did. I've never heard of Michael Wilson in my life. At first, I thought they were talking about Michael Wilbon from PTI.
Yeah, you probably won't hear from him again either. They'll probably be shipping all these guys around. Muppet Babies knocked out the Gaines Villains. They're the ones that took them out of contention for the playoffs. So, Danny, if you're going to blame somebody, blame the Muppet Babies. And I actually took a deeper dive at the look at the numbers and the penalties, and I've been complaining because I've received my share of bad beat bonuses. But I looked at Danny's, and actually he's received 3 bad beat bonuses as well. One of them, which he was third place, he was the third highest scorer, and he still lost. So in a way, Danny has more complaints than I because he has a better record than I at 6-8. But so he could have, if things could have been turned around, he could have been one of the 9-6 teams or 9-5 teams right now if he, not got those bad beats. But that's the way it goes in fantasy football. Sorry, Danny. And Connor, you're gonna be looking at the big boy the next week. So just letting you know, your wrath of McGee is coming. It's coming like a hurricane, son.
One thing made me think of when you were describing the way how Danny, had all these games where he was doing really well and it was close, but he still lost. So Danny is the Philadelphia Eagles of this league. So, hey man, it was there.
I don't know if he's that bad, Andy.
Okay, he was there. And yeah, this was New Guy Fight number 2. So, all right, well, that's all we got there. Hey, it's time for a Connor fact.
During the League of Thrones draft, Connor promised to provide a weekly personal fact about himself. Since he has failed to do this, we will provide one for him.
This week's Connor fact is a goddamn doozy. Originally, Andy wanted to make a passive-aggressive video talking about leading a horse to water but not being able to make it drink, and how 14 weeks was enough time to bother the poor horse. But then, almost like a fucking Christmas miracle, it happened. If you've been listening to the show so far, you know the kind of mood that Andy is in. Self-pitying, whining, and crying. And that's the mood he was in as he started editing the show. But before he started, he checked the group Facebook page. And what he saw made Andy's heart grow 3 times that day. Connor finally posted a personal fact about himself, and it was great. It was personal, it was touching, it was sweet and endearing, and even a little funny. But most importantly, he finally fucking did it. Connor finally posted his personal fact. Seeing that Connor had finally participated made Andy feel much better. And then not even 10 minutes later, Andy got a text from Alex apologizing for watching last week's video so late, but that Alex loved the underwear thief gag. Suddenly, it was like a Frank Capra Christmas movie up in this bitch. Andy felt like Jimmy Stewart at the end of it. It's a Wonderful Life. He wasn't crying or anything, but it was close. Part of that was because he was stoned out of his fucking mind, but he was also genuinely touched and a little embarrassed for being so cranky about his perceived lack of response. It took a while, but Connor, I'm so happy you finally decided to play along. And Alex, I'm glad you liked the prank. There's no sponsor this week. This week is sponsored by love and happiness and Christmas miracles and drugs. Lots and lots of really good drugs. Now please lose next week, Connor.
Game number 4.
Our 4th game this week is the Walt Disney Imp Daddies over the CMK 95%, 139-79. Another mercy rule. Now, here's the one thing I want to point out. I don't mean to be a nitpick, but the CMK got 0 from Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, that's going to happen. Sometimes guys get hurt. Sometimes guys don't get the ball thrown to them. Marvin Harrison Jr. had been announced out as of Friday afternoon. So, that's all I've got to say about that.
Well, it's the second bad call, Bubba, that Tony's picked up from Marvin Harrison Jr. and the second time in 3 weeks. So it's not just it's all recent. So it wasn't last week, but the week before that, he also got a $5 fine for that Marvin Harrison leaving him in. So not watching things. As a matter of fact, this week Tony picked up 4 different fines. It was 2nd weeks in a row that he got low man. Like I said, he got the bad call Bubba one. He got his first handed off already when Jalen Hurts got 4 interceptions in that game. And it was the second time that he's been mercy ruled. So Tony picking up a lot of fines. And for me, it's my 2nd mercy rule in a row. Got Justin last week, got Tony this week. And next week I'll be taking care of little Mr. Connor. Don't you worry, it's all going to come out. All going to come out next week.
I fucking hope so, Scott. I got my fingers crossed.
I know you do.
Yeah, you know, because we'll get to that one in a second. But and again, like I said, it's a 15-week season that has, you know, valleys and mountains, and right now you're fucking hot. And if you'd have, you know, done this earlier in the season and then crapped at the end, it'd have been dejected. But now you.
Hey, I was doing it. I was just getting bad beats all over the place, so I should have 3 more wins myself right now.
Scott,
so.
you know what? Right now, I want to propose something. Can we add a 5th team to the playoffs? Can we let Scott into the playoffs, guys? What do you think? Call in now. Call our number 1-800. We're taking your calls now. It's 1-800.
You don't want me in the playoffs right now, boys. You don't want to see me in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. You better be glad I'm not in the playoffs.
No, I wouldn't. I don't want to see anybody in the playoffs because my team is imploding. All right. Well, again, Scott, congratulations on getting another Mercy Rule and for getting hot as shit. And now it's time to talk about 2 teams that had another fucking pathetic slap fight in game number 5.
Game number 5.
In our 5th game, San Dimas, 95. Electric Mayhem, 86. Another game where neither of these fucking teams deserve to win, and I somehow get lucky and get the W. Again, it's a fucking slap fight. We weren't the low men, but we were in contention for it. This game was sad. This game was pathetic. I left a bunch of points on the bench. Brooks would have won if he were at 100%, but not if we were both. Blah, 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 blah. My running backs all have injured quarterbacks. My wide receivers have injured quarterbacks, so I think it's over. I think the run is over. And next week I play Justin, and we'll talk about Justin in a minute. But so yeah, that's the game. Hooray for San Dimas. Scott?
If it wasn't for Brandon Aubrey, I don't think you'd have much going at all this week. I mean, A.J. Brown did pretty good for you, and Williams. But yeah, Aubrey kind of kicked your way to the 9-5 record. You know, the other thing that's causing you some heartache here is you got your 5th biggest burn of the week, 2nd in a row here. But you can always count on Andy just making the wrong. Again, you have a bunch of good players on the bench, and this was the first time you've been burned by a running back. So the other ones have been like quarterbacks and wide receivers. So at least it was a running back this time.
Look, Brees Hall sucks, but there was no way I would be starting Tony Pollard over him. That was just a fluke. But yeah, I make bad decisions.
Okay.
I saw that the Ravens re-signed Mark Andrews, right, to a 3-year contract extension that, like, he definitely didn't deserve. It was a gift. So I thought, shit, they'll probably celebrate by making sure he gets one in the end zone. I started him over Dallas Goedert. No, he got 1 ball. Meanwhile, Dallas Goedert was a fucking release valve all fucking day. It is what it is. No one cares, Andy. No one cares.
Your 5th biggest burn, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to put you back in coach's school. Yeah, that's your off-season requirement there.
Pumping that kitty. Pumping.
Man, you are pumping the kitty. Believe me, Andy is giving that kitty the what for.
All right, time to dig up old graphics. And speaking of digging up old graphics, Scott, now that we've finished up with the week, I think it's time to look ahead to next week in A Look Ahead.
Yo, it's a look ahead to all the action for next week.
All right, as you can see by the graphic here, you got the Maharaja at 8-6 taking on San Dimas Wild Stallions. Let's just say that the loser of this game might miss the playoffs. Muppet Babies at 9-5 taking on the Walt Disney Imp Daddies. And Scott, I swear to God, what do you need from me? You want me to put on Bengals gear? Please, go, Scott. Because if the Muppet Babies lose, and I lose, who knows? You're going to tell me. The bad guys are taking on the Gates Villains, 9-5 against 6-8. Barstow 9-5, hoping to bounce back after their loss against the Electric Mayhem, who are 5-9. And then in a toilet bowl game, 2 5-9 teams, CMK versus DT. Hey, guys, this one's for pride. All right, Scott, tell me why I should be worried about making the playoffs, and tell me why I shouldn't.
Well, I will, but I'm going to just mention that toilet bowl 1 second. This is the reason that I can't be last, is because one of those teams has to lose, and I'm far ahead of them in points. So I'm not going to be below even if I lose my game, I'm not going to be below the team that lost. So, and the team that lost probably be last, but it might be Brooks, depending on how he does against Kelly. But yeah, so I am guaranteed not to be the last. It's either going to be Alex and Skip, or it's going to be Tony, or it's going to be Brooks. But it's not going to be Mr. McGee. Now for the playoff scenarios.
Let me tell you something, Scott.
What's that?
Real quick, Scott. I'm proud to be holding the trophy for the league right now, but we need to get you a trophy that says moral victory.
That's right. I'll take whatever I can get right now. That's how me and Joe Burrow are looking at things. We just got to take what we can get.
All right, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Hit me with the playoffs.
All right, these are the playoff scenarios. Which is strange because not a single team has clinched. Not a single team has clinched a playoff. berth. Everybody could be out. Now, some take a little bit more than others to be out, but it is possible. But here's the deal. If any of the 9-5 teams win, you're in. Andy, if you win your game against Justin, you're in the playoffs.
Hooray.
Doesn't matter if Connor wins or loses. If Connor beats me, he's in the playoffs. Kelly wins, he's in. If Jacob wins, he's in. So any of you guys win your game, you don't have to worry about it. You're in the playoff. And Andy, if you beat Justin, of course you eliminate Justin. So for Justin to get into the playoff, he's got to beat you. And he will get into the playoff if he beats you. He doesn't need anything else. Because of the way things work out between you and Connor, points-wise, more than likely, if he beats you, you're probably going to be out of the playoff. But there's a chance that you won't be. If you lose to Justin, but I beat Connor, I have to beat Connor, and you would have to outscore Connor by about 12.29 to be exact. So if you lose, but I win, yeah, you can still get in. So you can still get in with a loss. But if you beat Justin, you're in, no matter what.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So, I'll give you some more hope, Andy. If you lose to Justin, but Connor beats me,
I'm going to take that route. I'd rather beat Justin. I think I'd like to be the last team that Justin faces for 3 straight years.
Because Jacob could lose his game, and you would have to beat Jacob by 84.9 points, and you would be in. Or,
no,
if you lose your game, to Justin.
Oh wait, you said. Wait, hang on. Make sure I write that down.
Yeah.
You said that was 84.9.
84.9.
Okay, thanks.
So if you lose your game to Justin, and Connor beats me, and Jacob wins, but Kelly loses, and you outscore Kelly by 94.7 points, you would beat Kelly out of the last playoff spot.
Yeah. All right.
So there are many ways for you to get in. The easiest way is just to beat Justin. The other way is not so hard. You just got to, if you lose to Justin, but if I beat Connor and you beat him by 12.29 points, you would still get in with the loss.
Now I know I should be filled with bravado and to sit here and tell you, oh yeah, here we come, San Dimas marching down the halls of time. We're gonna stomp our boots on the neck of oppression, and Justin, prepare to taste the. But no, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose to Justin, but if I were at 100%, I would have beat him. I know that's what's going to happen.
Well, everybody's going to be rooting for you because, Andy, if you do beat Justin, all the other 3 teams are in. Jacob, Kelly, and Connor would all be in as well, regardless of their outcomes.
Well, then, all right, guys, do what you got to do. Somebody get over to Justin's and break his fucking knees or something. I don't know.
So, yeah, it kind of depends on you. And Justin only has to do is beat you, and he's in. And then you could still get in, but somebody else would be getting out at that point with a loss. So yeah, that's a way to do it. If you win your game, they don't have to win their games. They could just coast because they would all be getting in. Division winners are different, and I do have a couple of that between you and Connor. It pretty much comes down to who scores the most points, and if if you both win, it comes down to you outscoring him by 12 points. If you both lose, you outscoring him by 12 points. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I got it. Trust me, I've been staring at this fucking thing for a while now, just trying to figure out.
But strangely enough, Justin could still win his division, if you can believe that over there. He could still do it with a win and both a Kelly loss and a Jacob loss, and then he beats Kelly by 24 and Jacob by 14.
No. I'm not interested in hearing scenarios where Justin wins next week.
He could.
We're only going to talk about.
I mean,
he
I'm
could.
just telling you. I'm just telling
He could.
Justin out there who's listening. That's a way that you could be the division winner, not just get in the playoffs, but you would actually be a division winner too.
Do you think Justin's listening to this?
I don't know.
Justin.
With both Jacob and Kelly, it's pretty much the same thing. Jacob would be the division winner with a win and a Kelly loss. He could also do it if they both won and he beat Kelly by 9.9 points, or if they both lost and he beat Kelly by 9.9 points. He could still win the division. And Kelly, pretty much the same thing, just preventing that 9.9 between the two of them. So that's how it breaks down. Those are all your scenarios. I'll just sit back and wait for Kelly to respond. I'm sure he's got 37 more to share with me. But that was all I could come up with.
This is a subliminal message for Justin. Justin. Bench your best players, Justin. You don't know why you want to do it, but just put Josh Allen on the bench. Saquon Barkley should be benched. Justin.
Oh, wow.
What was that? Anyway, where were we? Okay, so...
What happened over there? So, you going to go with Patrick Mahomes next week?
Yeah, Scott, I don't think I have any other quarterbacks. Like...
I don't.
No, I mean, I don't have any other quarterbacks. I'm going to...
I got two really good quarterbacks, though. I just let you know. I got two. But you know what? The trade deadline has passed. Oh, well.
All right. Scott, I have a fantasy that I told you about that I might be able to actually churn this motherfucker out by Tuesday night. I probably won't, but still.
All right, let's do it.
For us to do that, we need to get the fuck out of here fairly.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired. I get a little sleepy.
Oh, that was a real yawn, not acting. Oh, I'm tired.
The Throne Zone 2025 is Scott